Welcome to this week's Lantern Webcast. Thank you for joining us. I'm Ayan Sheikh. Recent sexual abuse scandals at universities have led to questions about Ohio State's policies regarding sexual harassment. Sarah Steeman spoke to Athletic Director Gene Smith and President E. Gordon Gee about where the university stands on this tough issue.
Penn State, Syracuse, Wisconsin. Three institutions synonymous with academic and athletic excellence, now tarnished by sexual abuse scandals. Lives were changed forever, innocence robbed, reputations turned upside down. Could this happen at Ohio State? OSU Athletic Director Gene Smith told the Lantern the university has taken no additional action in light of these incidents.
We have an anonymous reporting line. So you as an employee or you as an athlete can always go on that anonymous reporting site and report something.
OSU University President E. Gordon Gee says university officials sat down Monday to review the Penn State scandal. The group met to decide what Ohio State will do going forward to prevent such a situation from happening on Ohio State grounds.
We went around the table and we said, what did we learn? What are we going to do? What kinds of questions are we going to ask? We literally had that discussion today. And I mean, you know, we're taking a look very carefully. First of all, was what we did today. I mean, we said, what are we doing? What do we know? What kinds of policies do we have in place? We have rules and procedures, which we're now taking a look at again to make sure that we know that in those kinds of instances that we would do the right thing and do it quickly and do it expeditiously and do it clearly.
A former NHL player who was sexually abused as a youth hockey player in Canada, Sheldon Kennedy, says education and conversation is absolutely essential to prevention. The Lantern was able to speak with him via phone on Monday.
If you walked around Ohio State and you asked people, all the leaders, teachers, sports, the sport coaches, whatever, the deans, can you give me the definition of abuse and your legal and moral responsibilities around it? The odds of us getting the right answer, the odds of them getting the right answer aren't very good.
More on this story can be found on the Lantern's website. Reporting for the Lantern, I'm Sarah Steeman.
Thank you, Sarah. 3 different Ohio State student organizations joined forces on the Oval this week to rally behind President Barack Obama's recent decision to support funding for birth control for many women across the country. For more on this, we go to Lindsay Fox.
I'm standing here on the Oval where students are campaigning behind me, saying that women shouldn't have to choose between the preventative health care they need and food to live.
This is what we did with our $600. What would you do with yours? If you didn't have to spend money on your birth control anymore, what would you buy?
They are here showing support for President Barack Obama because in the past few weeks he has stood up for access to copay free birth control for all women. This decision will help reduce out-of-pocket health costs to women, since many pay between $30 to $50 each month for contraception.
We chose ramen for our display because we're all college students here, and we wanted to really get across the point of something that we all use, something like ramen noodles, $600 worth of that instead of birth control. Instead of having to pay for that, they might not add it up in their brains how much money this actually ends up being. And so when we visualized it and we set up these ramen towers, it really starts clicking.
That means some women can save up to $600 a year. Reporting for the Lantern, I'm Lindsay Fox.
Thank you, Lindsay. Ohio State's men's basketball team welcomes number 12 Michigan State to Columbus on Saturday. First, they had to take on an unranked conference opponent who nearly upset the number 3 ranked Buckeyes. Justine Boggs was at the shot. Here she is with more.
After returning home for their first win at Wisconsin under head coach Thad Matta, the number 3 ranked Ohio State men's basketball team returned home playing Purdue to make their 39th consecutive home win. The Buckeyes down Purdue 87-84 in the closest home game this season after Boilermaker forward DJ Bird went 5 for 5 from the field in the first 12 minutes of the game, scoring a game total of 24 points. But Ohio State responded as the only senior on the team, William Buford, had a career high of 29 points and a pivotal dunk. Matta said he liked the fact that his team made plays they had to make down the stretch. He added, somehow in some way, we found ways to challenge shots and get rebounds. Now the basketball team will face another Big Ten challenge as they take on Michigan State Saturday. Make sure to tune in to Lantern Sports on Twitter for all of your updates. With the Lantern Sports, I'm Justine Boggs.
Thank you, Justine. That's all we have this week. You can find more on these stories and other news at thelantern.com. Be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter for all your Ohio State news. From all of us here at the Lantern, I'm Ayan Sheik.